was getting to a low point in my life during my time in the military. I attempted suicide. Charity has helped me so much personally, and I couldn't be more thankful towards them. To show my gratitude to the Jack Lewis Foundation, I am taking on a tough and demanding challenge to raise money. I'll be running 4 miles every 4 hours for 48 hours. I wanted to take on a challenge that is going to push me beyond my limits, and this will definitely be both physically and mentally exhausting. The faster I run, the more rest, recovery, time to eat and sleep I will have. This is going to be a tiring few days, but I cannot wait to get started. So I got to a low point within myself, seriously low. I was in the military. During my time there, I attempted to commit suicide. I put a noose around my neck one time, and I was fortunate that it didn't end up going through with it. And then it got to a point where, again in a low point, I was drinking heavily, substantial amount of alcohol, and I took a lot of pills. And that's why I wanted to give back. It's helped me so much personally, even in a few sessions. It was to get stuff off my chest. And I couldn't be more thankful towards them or her. But I wanted to push myself beyond my limit, and I find if you limit yourself as a person, you're never going to grow. So I thought, okay, I'm going to do a challenge. I'm going to challenge myself, mentally as well as physically. And this seemed hard. For me, it seemed hard. Like, I know people have done it just for fun. And yeah, I think regardless, I will complete this. There'll be nothing stopping me. I couldn't run a mile 8 weeks ago max. And this weekend I've done 15 just for fun. I think some people are embarrassed by it and ashamed by how they feel. Whereas this is a perfect place to come and get that help and support that they need. So I chose Jack Lewis because I thought it was a superb opportunity to raise money for them. I've used them personally when I have been extremely low, and I know people who are using them even, and they've benefited from it. So I wanted to give back towards the foundation.
Well, the Jack Lewis Foundation was formed roughly 3 years ago. The foundation provides a lot of services. It offers a far wider service than initially when we set up, because the team has grown. Quite a large increase in people that are working for the foundation and supporting it, and that means that we can give a wider support network to the community and the wider community.
Jack Lewis, who's one of my close mates, committed suicide when he was 27, so this foundation got set up with a couple of different parties, linked with Anthony Rees, linked with the football as well. It's got set in place to basically help people in the community who are struggling with their mental health and any other issues really, that they got someone to talk to.
Well, I knew Jack. I was aware that Jack did have issues. A hell of a character. He was loud, cheeky, but he had a special heart to him. And I think only special people have foundations named after him. So he's a special lad, and he still is.
So Jack played for Amford. I was a massive Swans fan. And I think it made sense. You see the stigma of men in particular struggle with their mental health. Men in construction, Jack worked in construction as well. It made sense to be somewhere here where the football players, people, supporters that come and watch, if they're struggling, they've got somewhere to go, somewhere to turn to. The whole thing, all the different parties came together, it just made sense really.
So it was an easy a link really for football. Jack was a huge football fan of Amford and Swansea, played for Amford for many years, and it just became a natural link really between Jack's interests and the football and the community.
It's just people just came together and thought, right, we need a building for the foundation, and just donated our time really to just get it up and running soon as. The different contractors, we've got TRJ, a local company, Morganstone, So, you know, they've donated materials, the building itself. I'm an electrician, I wired and done all the electrics here with the help of some of apprentices from my work with Cyfle Building Skills. So it's just basically the community coming together, donating their time. Another man, you know, Phil Fisher, one of the local boys, done all the plastering here for nothing. The community are more than helpful really. They just want to get the foundation to as many people that need it and keep it going as long as possible.
You know, so pleased that the community have bought into it and helped, and the building we're in today, this was built by and completed by local people, and this has all been done on a voluntary basis. So we've built a special place called Jack's Corner, part of the football and part of the wider community.
Night before challenge starts, feeling quite good. Not feeling too nervous. Absolutely pouring down outside, but regardless of the weather, it'll still happen. Start at 12, midday tomorrow. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm excited now. I'm getting more and more excited. Right, let's go. See you in a bit. Nothing's harder than depression. So a run's not going to eat me. One down, having a go. Be better when I'm halfway and then 3/4 of the way through. 33 minutes or so. Felt really good, paced. A bit quicker than what I wanted, if I'm honest. Next one I'll probably slow it down a bit because I don't want to get 4 runs in and gas myself.
Ready? I am ready.
Come on then.
Oh, I'm fire.
Oh, there we go.
GPS. That's right, we can go.
Come on
You'll
then.
catch up with me.
3rd out of 12 runs now. I'm still feeling pretty good, but this is the first late night run. So I think we'll see how the lack of sleep will start affecting me and how the tiredness begins. The support from my family and friends has been so important since I decided to do this challenge. My uncle and cousin are now deciding to join me on this run. Having people running alongside me will give me extra motivation and drive, with extra reasons to keep running. That's the nicest run in terms of the location. Far nicer.
And it's because he done it with his Uncle Rob.
Strangely, early runs are my favourite because there was no one else around. I find them peaceful. For this run I have my friend Chew from the gym joining me. Chew has decided to help me throughout the challenge, and although not a runner himself, he wanted to partake to further support the cause. If he can do something outside his comfort zone just to support me, I can definitely keep pushing myself when I hit the edge of my own comfort zone. Through raising money for the Jack Lewis, I personally know where the funds are going, as well as how it will help people who are struggling like myself.
So I didn't want to get up when I seen the alarm go off 3:30, but I knew you were coming down, and you're doing, like, I'm doing a small part of it. If I can't even do that, how are you meant to do the whole thing?
It's a big
and
part for you, isn't
this
it?
little boost for you along the way, I think goes a long way, doesn't it?
100% mate, like,
We'll get some sleep because you've got lots to look forward to now. So
Thank you very much.
yeah, thank you anyway.
The foundation we set up about 3 years ago. Unfortunately, Jack Lewis did die by suicide. He was a very prominent person within the community in Amford. So there was a big sort of drive from the community really in Amford to try and set up something that would not stop but try and prevent as much as possible anything like that happening in the community again, to make sure there was a service there that people would be able to get help really quickly. So with some of the prominent sort of males within the community, we set up the foundation then and made it a registered charity. So from then it's just grown, and I think we're kind of nearly at the 2,000 people mark now that we've helped in the past 3 years. And the Swans found out what we were doing in Amford and really loved what we were doing and asked us if we'd come down and work with them to try and set something up in Swansea. So we now also offer the service sort of Swansea and Neath Port Talbot area we cover as well. So yeah. In the Swansea and Neath Port Talbot area we offer the mental health hub, which is based in the Swansea.com stadium, and anybody can walk in off the streets and get mental health support and also practical support. So we've also got other organisations that work with us to provide help and support in areas such as housing, finance, drug and alcohol, any other things that people might be struggling with, so they can get the mental health support but also the practical support as well. And we also run a bereavement through suicide support service that's Wales-wide, so anybody that's been bereaved through suicide can come through to us and have support as well. So we do that Wales-wide. So I think we're on about nearly 400 people in the last 2 years that have come through for the support through that project. We provide quite a lot, so we work from children from 2 years upwards, really, all the way through, and it can be for any issue that's causing mental health difficulties, really, anxiety, depression, stress. We work with people who've got maybe trauma in their background as well. So yeah, we provide a service in Ammanford for anybody in the community that can offer the service, and they can have free counselling for as long as they need it through our service. We provide counselling for the 14 GP surgeries in the local area as well, so the GPs refer through to us. All the counselling services that I have managed and developed in the last sort of 20 years, when we look at the stats as in the ratio of males to females accessing, it's normally around 70 female and 30 male. What we're finding with the Jack Lewis Foundation now is that we're nearly on the 50-50 mark, which is amazing. So we are reducing that stigma with regards to males accessing the service. I think being our wellbeing centre in Ammanford is based on a football pitch. We get a lot of the youngsters that play football in Ammanford who tell their families and friends about the Jack Lewis Foundation, or they actually email in themselves asking for some support, which is brilliant. And then in the Swansea.com stadium, I think it's far easier for males to walk into the stadium and ask for that support than it is to go to a more clinical kind of environment then, or a GP surgery. So I think, you know, the association with the mental health support and football, you know, I think that is helping people access and get the help and support that they need, and it's actually saving lives, I would say. Yeah.
Weather's starting to get worse, but it will make the runs a little bit harder. But I know I have the discipline to keep going through anything that is thrown at me. My body is really starting to ache now. My feet are hurting. I'm just over halfway now, so even with the bad weather or the pain I am feeling, there is nothing that will stop me from finishing this challenge. I worked hard, so running, even with a bad foot, bad hips, all the injuries my body's got, just fuck all compared to what other people are doing. So big ups to them. It's just 2 days of grit. We are not far from the finish line now. Due to unfortunate circumstances, I've had to move this run from the original route to more of a local area. This particular circumstance just shows how much a foundation like Jack Lewis is needed within the community, and that there are people around every corner needing help with their mental health. Next run might be the hardest. 4 AM with only 2 runs to go, it is going to be tough. Thankfully my sister's waking up early to support me and help me get through it. Because I know personally it's going to go help so many people, like obviously because I've used the charity, it gives me a bit more pride towards it, and it's just like, well, I know this money is going to help people like me. Final run. The last 14 hours we have raised £400, taking the total to £1,250. At the beginning of the challenge, the original goal was £500. But to overpass this by the amount we have is a sublime feeling. Although having bad knees, feet and an aching body, finishing the run will be all very worth it.
Nicholas does suffer with mental health himself, so it's something that's really close to him. So to do something like this, it's giving him focus, it's giving him something to achieve, so that's just benefited him, and all the exercise and the endorphins, that's, you know, increased his positivity and things. He's just an amazing.
Hey, well done! Well done!
Well done, boy!
Well done, Nick! Oh, you did amazing, boy!
Yeah, you good, Nick, you good.
Come on! Oh!
I'm ecstatic about it. I might not look good, but I'm over the moon. I really am, because I know it's going to go towards people that need it, and that was the main cause behind this.
Lovely. Oh, Nick, I tell you what. Oh! That.
Yeah, 4 miles every 4 hours.
Or 48?
Yeah, a marathon would have been easier, I'm not going to lie. I'm just in the equivalent of 2.
Me, I'm good.